Hello again, everybody, and this week I watched The Little Prince, a 3D animated movie with several segments of stop motion woven throughout. Based off the beloved children's book of the same name, it tells the story of a young girl befriending an elderly aviator. While this movie's render quality might be a little lesser than most of the animated movies you're used to seeing these days, don't let that turn you away. The Little Prince is just as good as the big league animated movies, and in my opinion, maybe a little better. The first thing you're going to notice with this, or really any movie for that matter, are the visuals. Right away you're thrown into a bland, almost colorless world with little to no self-expression. That is, except for the aviator neighbor. The contrast between his colorful, lively house and the gray neighborhood around him really gives this movie something that stands out. The second you see it on screen, you, along with the main character, are drawn to it. The other thing that's impossible not to notice with this movie, it has not one but two different styles of animation, 3D and stop motion. The 3D being used as sort of a framing device for telling the story of the movie, where the stop motion is used to tell the story of the Little Prince. Now, I don't want to get too deep into story spoilers in these reviews, so I will tread lightly, but I can't review this movie properly without getting into some minor story details. And for the sake of this review, I'm really only going to touch on things covered in about the first 5 minutes or so. This movie deals with helicopter parenting, which is something that is kind of important. And trust me, I should know, I have so many children. While a little bit on the exaggerated side, because, it's a cartoon, I feel this movie shows us sort of what not to do as a parent. Usually these kinds of movies teach the kids a lesson, and The Little Prince does do that to an extent, but it's pretty rare that the adults watching the movie can learn something too. If you're looking for a cute movie to show the kids that you probably missed out in theaters because nobody saw this in theaters, or you're like me and you watched it with your girlfriend to squash your flight anxiety for your upcoming trip, The Little Prince won't steer you wrong.